Oh, well, what do you know? What do you know? We made it. Let me just see if I can get this right. And I think we made it finally. G'day, Jimmy.
Good day, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Oh, fantastic. Couldn't be better.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you couldn't be better because there isn't any way of being betterer and betterer.
Correct. You are
Uh,
correct.
I'm just going in the chat quickly to say good day to people. We had Nick come on in first up. Nick, as you know, as Joe would know, the Fair Star, the old Fair Star ship, that's no longer sailing. Well, I've got you some onboard credit there. It doesn't really matter because you don't go on cruise ships. So, at any rate, 355 trillion onboard credit points. G'day, being first in the ducks. G'day,
Morning, Nick.
Sharon. G'day, Sharon. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here.
Morning.
Joe. Welcome aboard, Joe. Nice to have you here. We got Chillin' Charlie. Good morning. Well, g'day from us because
Uh,
it's 8:02 p.m.
It's the future.
It is. It is. Joe's saying g'day to Chillin'. Chillin' is saying just took out the garbage, recycling now a fresh coffee. Well, well, well. I've just
Fresh
finished my
coffee's
coffee
good.
in the mug you like.
Yes. Good
Joe is
morning.
going no coffee for him. Chillin' Charlie, too late in the evening for coffee. I'm due to go to bed soon. You know what, Joe? I could drink a cup of coffee just before I get into bed and I'll be asleep in 30 seconds. It's just the way I am. Chillin' Charlie saying, oh yes, Joe, late in the evening coffee may not be the best. Well, I'm going to have it. Well, 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 Glitter Bombs, welcome aboard. Nice
Morning,
to have
Shirley.
you here. How are you? And she's throwing her glitter bombs everywhere. Okay, what's going on in New South Wales? Joe is saying our state is experiencing two major weather events. One is extreme heat, prompting several weather areas to be given what is known as total fire bans, and the other is extreme cold with snow. Where's the snow, mate? Up on up near Canberra. But where you are,
Snow.
you're right in the middle of New South. Dubbo's right in the middle, and that's pretty dry out there at times. Um, Sharon is saying g'day. Yeah, no, it's for your benefit, Jimmy. We're sitting on 14 degrees.
Brr.
Yep, with 58% humidity. So there we go.
Cold and
Shirley saying
dry.
g'day to Sharon.
Good morning, Sharon.
Sharon is saying g'day to Joe. Morning, Joe. I'm just going through here. A few people saying g'day quickly. Hi there, squirrel. Who's the squirrel?
So, Shirley, Glitter World, she's the squirrel.
Aha. Okay. Um, Joe saying g'day to everybody. G'day, Glitter World. Pew pew glittering. Pew pew. That's what we like to see.
She's firing glitter.
Yep. Nick is saying Australian trains are basically cruise ships over land compared to the standard passenger trains around the world. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
these the GAN and the Indian Pacific are in the top notch.
That's him just trying to fit in because he doesn't really cruise. So
Yeah, that's
he's
cool.
he's trying to say, "Hey, I'm taking a land cruise ship."
Uh, in the ski fields, that's Upper Central Western Plains is under a total fire ban. Oh my goodness, you're in the lower Central West Plains. So up further north is under total fire ban. You like those? You have fire bans, don't you?
We do.
Mm.
It's our fire danger has been low this year. We've had so much rain in
Yeah.
my part of the country. So they've had some. They have some wildfires on the western side of the state right now in Washington State, and of course, in Northern California, um, they get fires there as well. But on the East Coast, the Northeast here, we've had nothing but wet rain. Well, as opposed to dry rain.
I was just going to ask you, have you seen any dry rain recently? We're not on Mars, mate.
It's early. I told you I'm having a slow morning.
What's in the coffee?
Just coffee.
Joe was saying the central west slopes and plains where the district is divided into two separate fire areas. Sharon is saying, hey Joe, you all haven't had any wildfires? No, we haven't. Not as yet. Midwest of the USA has been very dry this summer, coming from Nick. We're actually gearing up for our fire season. Seeing as we've had a fair bit of water coming through for winter, our fire season will start sort of November-ish, October, November.
Have you had a wet winter?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We have. Law saying, g'day to Glitter. Hope you know you're loved by so many. So, yeah, I hope she does. So, what do you got on for today?
Today is Hump Day, of course, and there's not. What do I have going on at work? We have an intern coming in today, so I've been put in charge of introducing him and getting him through his orientation. What we do is we take young men and women from the high schools that are interested in the fire service that may want to continue on with a career in the fire service when they graduate. And they spend, I think, about 8 weeks with us, and they do this program, and they get a set of gear, they get to ride on the vehicles, and they get to go on calls. Now they're limited as to what they can do just because of liability reasons, but they basically I'd say 3 or 4 hours a day they get to experience the life of a firefighter. So.
G'day,
That's
Laura.
what I'm doing today.
So, do you find that you have much success with getting people on board?
The program is new to us as of last year, and we've actually had our very first intern is going to the fire academy this year. In fact, he starts this month, I believe, and we're hoping that maybe he'll come to see us, but they're not obligated. They can go to whatever fire department they would like. So, yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It's 20°C here right now, just to let you know.
That's a pleasant temperature because you're only going to go up from here.
Yeah, it's going to be about 90 Fahrenheit today. So
about 30 degrees, 29, 30.
Yeah, 32 degrees it says.
Yeah,
I'm using my conversion kit.
Oh, good on you. It's going to be a nice day.
It is going to be a very nice day. Your days must be warming up.
Oh, they are. Today was awesome. We had 19 degrees today. Yesterday was 22.
Fantastic.
So we're warming up.
That's pleasant weather.
I'm just putting up the chat as we talk because the chat is going through and we can pick on any bits of the chat as we like.
Love you too, Shirley.
Yeah. We're a loving group today.
I'm all about it.
Just to let you know a little bit about my day today, I just finished up a Provide First Aid course with a bunch of school kids.
Excellent.
Yeah, around about year 10 or 11.
Molding young minds.
Yeah, that's it. Teaching kids who, some of them didn't want to, some of them did, but most of them were keen to learn, so we had some good times.
Is it a required course for them, or is this an elective?
No, it's an elective.
Nice.
And I don't mind teaching to the electors because they're going, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to do this or do I want to do first aid? First aid's cruisy. Let's go and do that.
Right.
Um, Joe's saying that to Sharon, it was freaking scary. Yes, they were fun to watch, especially the heli tanks. He watched the heli tanks fly over his house. Yeah, they had fires up near where Joe is up in Dubbo. It's right in the Central Plains there. Yeah, same. Charlie's saying that it's looking to be 90 where they are. Joe said he was 22 in Dubbo. That's nice. 22 is a nice temperature.
That's very, very nice. What's that, about 70?
22,
something?
44, 50, 60. Yeah, 74, round about there.
Perfect.
Nick's saying it's going to be 20 there today in Minnesota.
Little cooler than here.
Yeah.
But they're on the
'Cause
lake, so he's got the lakes there.
it's all the sodas that they have there at Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Sharon, wow, Joe, I hope you don't have any more wildfires, bro. Hey, summer's just starting. Hey, Cruising Life, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. 32 in
Hey,
London
guys.
today.
Ooh, it's going to be hot. Or it is hot.
It is. Sharon is saying 66 here right now. To be 93 today in South Georgia. Oh, that's cool. Joe is saying, watching the heli tax fly over home, it sort of made him wonder how they stay in the air with the long line and Bambi bucket hanging from the bottom. Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah, those pilots they're pretty good at what they do. Experts in
Yep.
their job, so
yeah.
amazing.
Boom, we've got there Nick playing drums. Joe enjoying a cold Bilson's creaming soda and vodka drink now.
Wow. Hump Day
Living the
cocktail hour, Joe. Good for you.
Well, yeah, it is. It is 2013, so good on you, Joe. I'll tell you what, mate. On that P&O cruise you're going on, you'll be able to have plenty of those. You're going to have an absolute ball. I know you will. G'day, Jen Cohen. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Jen.
Nice to have you here. I hope you guys are having a great start to the day.
I've been missing Jen. We haven't seen her in a while. I know she's
Well-
busy, but we miss you.
Yeah, we sure do. So, melding minds today, and on Friday I will be doing a brand new course. One that we put up
What's
on
the new
Friday.
course?
Working at heights.
Oh, really? So you do heights rescue stuff, huh?
We sure do.
Right on. I love it. Is it a man-made structure that you use for the practical? Are there cliffs that you go to?
No, we've got 2 containers,
Ah, gotcha.
shipping containers. So we work off the top. So one of the shipping containers is set up for us to do working in confined spaces,
Wow.
and the other one is for working on top.
Now, do you stack two, or you just work off the
No, they're
top
side
of
by
one?
side. We climb them, but they're side by side.
Gotcha.
They were originally stacked, but my roof isn't tall enough.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's a lot of fun. It can be scary, but that's a
Yep.
fun class.
Yep, that meant to be a rim shot with your jokes about the mini sodas. Yeah, thanks, Nick.
Now, when you do confined space, do you you don't do any SCBA training with that, do you?
What's SCVA? What does that mean?
Self-contained breathing apparatus.
Yeah. We do BAs.
What do you use? What brand?
To be honest, we haven't got the equipment just yet.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was just
No.
curious.
It's a course that we are in the throes of bringing on board. So
Well, I'll be interested to find out more about it because I mean that's what I do. So, yeah, keep me in the loop. I'm very interested.
Definitely, we may learn something from you, which is what we like. Joe is saying that $129 for the carton, but worked for it. Good on you.
$129 for the Bilsons.
Must have been a hell of a lot. Jen, she's missed you too. Joe, it's a global term in firefighting. The Bambi bucket holds 1,100 litres of water or retardant.
Right on, Joe.
Saying good morning to Jen. Glad you could join us.
Hi, Laura.
Sharon is saying good day to Jen. Joe is saying he has to go check out CGVFT, a Avro RJ85 large air tanker that is based at Dubbo Airport during the summer. Mate, that's going to be cool.
Right. Yeah, we don't get those here on the East Coast. That's like a West Coast thing. Our tankers have 4 to 6 wheels, 8 wheels. Those are our tankers.
You don't have the same fires we do, mate.
No, and or like on the West Coast here. I mean, those tankers are for remote, hard to get to areas. So
Jen's asking, why don't we see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it.
aha, I don't have the drum roll, Jen. I'm not
Hang
in
on.
charge.
Hang on, I should have brought it up. There you go.
Fantastic.
Did it just for you, Jen. Squirrel, I'm about to spark the bowl, says Chillin' Charlie.
Right on, buddy. Wake and bake.
Yep. Good morning, Lord Jen and Sharon. G'day, Jen. Lord Jones is saying that's as I look over my shoulder, says Law. And Joe is saying he wants to get the following tickets: forklift, front end loader, skid steer loader, dogman rigger, rotating telehandler, classed as a slewing crane, and more. So all the things that Joe wants to do are in the high risk area. So a dogman is involved with working on a crane. So he'll be assisting with getting the load attached to the hook of the crane so that when it goes up, it's safe and secure.
Now, Joe, do you work in the construction field now? Or is this something you're aspiring to do?
His next comment was, here's a saying for you: I do it because I can because I want to because you said I can't. This comes off the other Dubbo based main freight pud truck.
I like that.
So so basically you don't have much in the way of wildfires, or we call them bushfires here.
Oh, we do, but they're not. We don't have them on the scale of, and all I can do is compare to what we have on the West Coast here. They'll have 100,000 acres burning in the mountains, in these remote areas that are hard to get to by foot. We have smoke jumpers. I'm sure you have them as well.
Yep.
So here on the East Coast, it's the areas are a lot smaller. My state, if you look at the borders of the state that I'm in, we can go from the southernmost border to the northernmost border in under 4 hours. And you can cross the state in 3 hours. So we're small, relatively small. We do have a lot of mountainous areas, but because of the amount of snow and the water we get, the wildfires aren't as bad. And we don't have the Santa Ana winds that they get coming from the Pacific coast, drying things out. But we do have the bushfires or the wildfires, brush fires. Ours are a lot smaller. Some of the fires that I've fought have, we've fought them for several days, but nothing like what they get in the bush or out on the West Coast here. I mean, those, like I said, the 100,000 acres burning is nothing compared to what we have. So
Yeah. Joe is saying no, he's not in construction. It's something he wants to do so that it gives him more flexibility at work.
Love it. I say go for it.
Yeah, get him, mate. It's only money, right?
All right.
You only have to pay for the training. That's it. G'day, Jen from Glitter World. Good morning, Cruise Live from Glitter World. And Sharon is saying, Cheryl, how you doing? Joe, Sean, PED stands for Pickup and Delivery. Main Freight does a lot of that with their smaller trucks. You a truckie? Main Freight is one of the larger freight companies here.
Oh, so you're a truck driver, Joe.
Yeah. Which is good because it's important, particularly when you get to in the outback.
It's incredibly important. I mean, it's important everywhere, even here. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
We have one thing that you guys don't, and that is the road trains.
Yeah. Now, how many of those? How many trailers did they pull?
Up to 5.
Yeah, we've had. I've seen up to 3 here, but that's not in this part of the country. That's a rare thing. When you start to get closer to the Mississippi River, you'll see 3, but not 5. Those are huge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because the areas are just so remote. They will do up to 5. I've even seen one where they've been up to 7, but
Wow.
that's a rarity.
That's a powerful tractor to pull
yeah.
all those.
Yeah. Joe is saying it's a hobby, not a full-time job, that being a truck photographer, videographer. G'day, Denise. Welcome aboard.
Hi,
I
Denise.
hope you're having a break and not spending time at work. Sharon is asking Shirley how she is, and Jen is saying good morning to Denise. Where are we? Nick is going, yep, according to federal law in the United States, the most they can have is triple of those trailers. Nothing more is permitted, and it varies state by state.
Right.
We're in the situation where, I mean, if you're driving out back, sort of like in the centre, middle of South Australia, middle of New South Wales, middle of Western Australia, the spaces are just so wide that the trucks certainly have the road trains busy, kind of take the whole road off. You know, they drive and you get out the way. Now, when 2 road train comes to each other, well, everybody stays out the way, especially if they're going in opposite directions.
Right. Denise, I have to ask. I'm sure you've told me this before, but which department in the hospital do you work in?
And she's off this morning. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, she's going in tonight.
Days off are the best.
Now Shirley's doing yoga right now, but then finding a place to live.
Yeah, she had a mishap early this summer where she found the perfect place to move where she could have her garden. She's a gardener, and there was an issue with the landlord, and she wasn't able to get the place. So I know she's kind of in between her forever home. So
Joe is saying that road trains are massive, up to 60 meters, which is 198.6 feet.
huge.
In what is known as super quads, the most common road trains are doubles that measure 119 feet.
Telemetry and ventilator management, Denise says.
Oh, that's
Gotcha.
cool.
Got to deal with those respiratory therapists in there, huh?
Yeah.
I know a few of those guys. They're some crazy people.
Joe's saying g'day, and people are saying g'day to Joe. So that's an interesting area, being involved in respiratory. Besides the fires that coming out of Canada and all the smoke that's in your air,
Mhm.
What other respiratory issues do you guys have?
The viral stuff, the usual viral stuff is can be typically seasonal. Um, as far as asthma goes, it's not a I wouldn't say that it's a very common thing. A lot of people here don't suffer from asthma. It's the people that have it, but it's not a lot. Um, the smoke isn't really affecting us from Canada. I haven't even been updated on the fires there, but um, in the past several weeks, we haven't even noticed it. Beginning of the summer, we did, um, and there were air advisories. The pollen is the big thing.
Yeah.
We get the seasonal pollen in that, and it can affect people's breathing. But like I said, it's usually the seasonal stuff.
Joe is saying that he's a wool classer, jack of all trades at his local abattoir. Um,
A wool classer, fill me in. What is that?
okay, so a wool classer goes and classes the wool that they will shear off a sheep
Gotcha.
into qualities and so forth. G'day, Barmanola. How are you? Nice
Hi,
to have you
Billy.
on board. Joe saying g'day there. Barmanola saying g'day to us and to Joe. Nick is saying Canadian wildfire smoke hasn't been that bad lately. It was much worse at the beginning of the summer. Sharon saying g'day to Barmanola. G'day, Bone Dead. So she's saying g'day to Denise and back to Sharon. Joe is saying that his mother has emphysema.
Yeah.
He caught up with her 12 months ago and she spent 5 days in hospital, most of which was in intensive care. Joe, did Mum get it from smoking cigarettes or did she get it from smoke inhalation from other things? One of the biggest things here in Oz is thunderstorm asthma.
Thunderstorm asthma. I'm not
Yeah, we
familiar.
had we had two thunderstorms, which was like the perfect storm coming from two areas, and it just put a bucket load of pollen in the air. And
Gotcha.
people who never ever had asthma before were affected by it. It was like almost like the perfect storm. Denise is saying pneumonia, post-COVID, respiratory failure, COPD. We see a lot of asthma.
Yeah. We COPD is big, especially among the elderly.
Yep. Yeah. So, asthma is a big thing in Oz.
Sounds
Um,
like it.
yeah, they say that it's one of the worst places to be for asthma if you're an asthmatic. Um, Charlie's saying, yeah, I agree. Much worse smoke from Canada earlier this summer. It's a cruise life. G'day, Barmer. Morning, Charlie. Joe is saying, I sort the wool into lines which correlate with what the wool looks like. It's not easy, but it does my brain the world of good. That's what a wool classer does. You checking it up on Dr. Google, are you?
No, no, I'm not actually. I'm reading the some of the chat.
G'day. Scotty, how are you, buddy? Um, how was your cruise,
Hi,
mate?
Scott. Thanks for coming in. Good morning to you. It's early where he's at.
Yeah, how was
It's
your
um
cruise?
it's 3:30 in the morning there. Good morning, my friend.
Three.
Randacita's here as well.
G'day, Randacita. Nice to have you here. Randacita was gifted a membership by Jen Cohen. That's awesome.
Awesome, Jen. Good job. Thank you.
Danny, welcome aboard, Danny. Nice to have you here. She
Hi,
was
Danny.
gifted by Jen Cohen. Keisha, how are you, Keisha? You were also gifted a. Geez, you're doing well. Oh, here's the man of the moment, Mike from Mike and Rihanna's Adventures.
Hi, Mike.
Um, yeah, yeah. Did you see Mike in his dress?
I missed it. No, Clocky's the only one. Well, and you, but I
Clocky and
missed
me.
Mike.
Yeah, well, Mike raised $150 to do that by doing that, and that was awesome. COPD is the fancy term for emphysema. Yep.
Denise and I raised almost $150. I'll let her wear the dress.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you felt that way.
Yeah,
What
I can't take
what
all the fanfare.
well, what was the exciting thing was Mike was actually wearing Rihanna's dress. Charlie
Oh
is saying
wow.
that she has hay fever and the changing seasons, winter to spring and summer, into fall really mess with with their sinuses. Laura's going, wow, Jen, what a nice thing to
Very
do.
nice thing to do.
Joe is saying, Charlie, I can only imagine. Barmanola is saying, will we ever have a head cold without it being called the big C? Yeah, well, we're beginning to feel that way too down under. I mean, we've had so much, especially down in our state. We had a bucket load of time where we were actually shut down and locked out. So that's like a real pain.
Well, and you didn't the cruise lines just lift all of their
Finally,
yeah,
yeah,
which is
finally,
I
we
find
can.
that crazy.
Yeah, we can
I
now
don't want
get
to get
on.
into the politics of it, but it's a bunch of BS.
Yeah, I agree. We can finally get onto a cruise ship without needing to be tested beforehand.
Ridiculous.
Uh, Sharon is saying g'day to Randacita, Mike, Keisha, Danny, controversial cruising. Um, Denise, I understand the Captain Billy won the Barry Brain expose. Yeah, he
He
did.
did.
But the problem is we can't get him to tell us anything these days, you
He's
know?
been sworn to secrecy.
Well, aside from the fact that he drinks that Foster stuff,
Oh my gosh. And the other
yeah.
day during his live, he was pushing oh my
Yeah,
God.
and he was pushing it even more when I walked in. So there we go. Nick is saying, I don't know how much truth there is to this, but there's been stories about people thinking they found Amelia Earhart's plane there in South Pacific, probably a mystery that will never be solved. Um,
Something tells me they already found it or they believe they did, Nick. I've seen some I've seen some documentaries on it, so
um, Sharon is asking Denise, who's Barry Brain? Well, that's what half the cruising community are asking. Who's Barry Brain?
some people think it's Denise or Dwayne.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I don't think it's Blaine. I don't think Blaine's that intelligent. I mean, sorry.
No,
Um,
Dwayne. Dwayne.
oh, Dwayne. Yep. Okay. Never met Dwayne. Um, it's a cruise live. We have a new variant now in the UK, and they're talking about masks again. You know what? Don't mind the masks, to be honest. Don't mind the masks, but I do mind it when they close businesses down.
So, and what I would tell people with all of that, because this is who I am and how I am, do research, read peer reviews. Don't listen to what the panic porn TV is telling you.
Correct.
Do your
Agree.
research. Masks don't work.
Agree.
N95s do not prevent the spread of anything.
No, they
It's
don't.
it's a fact.
Yes. Yes, we have rights and we have wrongs. We are human beings. You are quite correct.
That's right, Shirley.
I wouldn't drink that cat. What? Oh,
Oh, he's
you're
talking
right.
about Foster's.
Foster's. Whew, had me
What
worried for a
what
minute.
what
Hey,
is their
Joe.
tagline? Foster's is Australian for beer. I would
Yeah,
say it's cat
no.
wee. It's
Yeah,
Australian for
that's
cat wee.
yeah, that's right. Uh, right, never. Hey,
Horrible.
listen. It's disgusting stuff. I mean, I always ask the question, what's worse, Foster's or Budweiser?
Ugh.
I'd actually drink a Budweiser, to be honest. I
Bilge
wouldn't
water,
drink
we call it.
bilge.
Bilge water.
Yeah, there you go.
Yuck.
You've got to have some. There are some really nice beers down here. If you ever get a chance, and I don't know that I can bring them up, but there's a brewery in a place called Mildura, which is right on the South Australian border with our state, and they have a couple of very nice beers out there. And they make a nice wheat beer. Joe was saying, that's right, Jimmy. They sold it to the Poms, then they sold it back to us. No, they didn't. We haven't got Foster's back.
Oof.
It's a CUB. The Americans took it.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
why we ended up getting pawned off with that
yeah, but you keep on drinking it.
wizard. I don't drink that. I don't drink.
Well, Billy does.
Right. I don't drink myself personally. I don't drink beer anymore. I used to. I love beer. It just doesn't love me. But there's so many great beers that are made in this country and other countries as well. And Foster's is definitely not one of
Not
them.
one of them. Yep. Nick is saying it seems like people were cheering when Foster's left Australia in 2002. Yeah, mate. We actually bought the ticket to get it out of there. Um, Charlie is saying both are just as gross. Yep. Barmanola is saying if my television is on, there is some sort of sports on. We don't watch the news. To be honest with you, Barmanola, the TV does not show. Our TV does not show TV programs. Our TV shows YouTube only.
Mine
So
as
there you
well.
go. Yeah. Charlie, I've never drunk Bud, always thought it was trash. There's a South Australian beer here called Cooper's, and they do a lot of different types of beer, and that's really nice stuff. Charlie doesn't drink anymore, though.
Which is good
Um,
for you, Charlie.
Yep. Um, oh, wow. Joe says they have two breweries in Dubbo. The best one is Devil's Hollow Brewery. They have a brew there called Small Arms. It's a traditional German lager. Mate, I'm going to give that a go. What's the other brewery called? If I can get it from Dan Murphy's, I'll give that a go. I always like to try new beers.
All right, let's play a quick game here.
Go for it.
So I found a website. It says the best Australian beer guide, and you tell me, Sean, whether you think these are good. So it's giving us the top 15 Australian beers.
Yep.
John Boston, the Point Pale Ale,
John Boston. Don't know where that's from.
Australia. It says introduced by the Australia by Captain James Cook. Okay.
Jim Bogues is James Bogues or James Squire. They're out of Tasmania.
All right, Ted, Tooheys Extra Dry.
Yeah, Tooheys is not bad. That's from New South Wales.
Cooper's Brewery Sparkling Ale.
Yeah, that's the one down in Adelaide, South Australia.
And you just mentioned that one.
Yeah.
How about Han Super Dry?
Yeah, Hans is all right. It's a New South Wales drop. That one.
Carlton Draft.
Ugh, seriously.
I'm
It's
just
a Melbourne-based beer, Carlton Draft. They were a huge brewery at one point. They were the ones that made affectionately known as CUB, Carlton United Breweries, and they were the ones that originally were making Foster's. So, yeah.
Oof. How about Castlemaine 4X Gold?
Castlemaine's not bad. It's the 4X is a nice drop. It's
Victoria Bitters.
that's another CUB one. I don't like that one.
Little Creatures. I like the name.
That is an awesome drop.
Yeah, this is the Pale Ale.
Yep.
James Bogues Premium Lager.
That's one of my favorites.
James Squire Nine Tails.
Yep, James Squire was is also Jim Bogues and James Squire are both Tasmanian beers, and they are awesome.
Cascade Premium Lager.
Cascade's not bad. I haven't seen any on the shelves for ages.
Matilda Bay Bee's Knees.
That is good. Bee's Knees is good.
Australian Beer Company Yenda Pale Ale.
I haven't tried that one.
Stone and Wood Pacific Ale.
I haven't tried that one either.
So there you go. That according to this Beer Tanica,
Yeah.
are the top 15 Australian beers.
You know what's
Never heard of any of them.
You know what's really good is Australia now likes to go into the microbreweries now. That's doing some amazing stuff.
Yeah, we have several, more than several in this country. Microbrewing is actually it's kind of passe now. It was big here for a long time.
Yep. Joe is saying that 4X Gold is a good mid strength. It is a nice beer. He's going Blair for the other one. That's bloody awesome, which is the one you read after there. Um, um, Bone tired traveler. Denise is going. Don't like beer, but will drink a hard apple cider. Yeah, ciders are okay. Chillin' Charlie was having a giggle at Little
Yeah,
Creatures.
Little Creatures.
That
I like the name.
that is an awesome beer. I'll tell you what. I'll drink that anytime. Joe is saying, yep, if you get it from one of their brew houses, it's nice. Um, Joe's agreeing with all the beers, except for the last one or two. And the last one, bloody good drop there.
You know
Um,
what beer I like?
what's that?
Glenlivet
Glenlivet? Yeah, that's not a beer though.
or
And I have tried that.
or Macallan's or um,
Uh,
Aberlour or Glenmorangie or that's the kind of beer I like.
yeah. Um, you were talking about Cascade. Cascade not only makes beer, but they also brew ginger ale and those kind of drinks as
Oh,
well.
well, I like ginger ale.
Yep. Nick is saying the same way you feel about Foster, Sean, is the same way a lot of us, of Americans feel about Budweiser. There are so many better American beers than that.
So Budweiser is a cheap. I say cheap. I mean price wise, it's an affordable beer in this country, and it's mass
Hmm.
produced. And for a long time, it used to be, that's American beer to be an hardworking regular Joe,
Yep.
beer drinkers beer.
Yep.
And recently, because of things that have happened around our country, Budweiser has slipped down a very slippery slope, and the hardworking American folks don't consider that their beer anymore. In fact, are you familiar with Sturgis?
Yes.
So Sturgis, once a year they have there's the largest motorcycle rally in the country is in Sturgis, and they recently just had it. And at these places, of course, manufacturers of beer and alcohol and that are the big things, and they set up their tents and their
Yep.
the place was packed, and they showed the Budweiser tents in their display. Nobody was there, not one person.
Must make them feel really good, right?
That's what you get. Go woke and go broke.
Yep. Joe was saying there's a small boutique cider brewer there in his area called Small Acres Cider. They make some good ciders, and he loves their heritage cider. It's refreshing on the palate.
Yes, Denise, Glenlivet 12
Yep, I brought that up
and,
earlier on.
and 16, and yeah.
Jen Dockone she's a big ginger ale fan. Chillin' Charlie, I'm in to hell with Bud.
Right.
Yep. Joe is saying he loves whiskey. He knows a good whiskey distiller about 35 to 40 minutes from Hobart in Tasmania. Um, it's cruise life. I'll generally have a Peroni or Moretti. Stays away from many of the other. Budweiser gives them a headache after a couple of bottles. I'll tell you what I do like is a Grolsch. That's not a bad beer. It comes from the
Grolsch,
Netherlands.
Grolsch is pretty good. I haven't had one of those
Yeah.
in years. I like the bottles.
Yep. Yep. Nick, they missed the most important thing a company needs to remember: never alienate your customer base.
Exactly.
I have no doubts I will get the best Australian beers and wines on those fancy trains. Oh yeah, you will. But we'll also get you even better ones down here when you come and visit. Bud Light was Barmanola's go-to drink, but is very disappointed with them falling into the politics.
And Billy, do your research. If you're going to find another light beer that you're going to try, just research who manufactures it, because you just never know. And you may be drinking a Budweiser product and not even know it.
Joe is saying he ended up having two margaritas last Friday night. Not long after that, he heard that Jimmy Buffett passed away on Friday night at the age of 76. They were good to have. Jen Cohen is saying he's supporting the LGBT community political.
Um, that's a good question. I don't know. I think people make it political.
Yeah.
You certainly can support it. Just don't support the nasty. And I would say this with any group.
Don't shove it
There's
down
good
their
and
throat.
there's good and bad in every group, and
Yep.
just be careful which part of it you're supporting. That's all I'm saying. Um, I have a lot of friends of mine are part of the LGBT community, and they're great folks, and they they don't support any of that nastiness that some of these groups are trying to push. So I would say no, but just be careful, because every group out there can be bad, so, or have a
Yep.
bad side of them.
I'd agree with that. Joe is saying not necessarily people make the community as a whole very political. I hate to say this, but I was having a talk with my mum this morning. It's my mum and dad's 64th wedding anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary!
And thank you. And we were talking about um, kids today not having the discipline and the desire to do kind of what we did in our younger years. And she was saying that really, in order to teach kids some discipline, they really need to be faced with some sort of hardship, like, and I don't wish this on anybody, but like a war of some sort that would then bring back the concept of discipline. And
Uh, yep, go ahead.
I figured that whilst that's a nice thing, I figure just put them into national service and let national service teach them. But then there's a lot of people who come back and go, don't you dare put my kids into national service. My problem is, if they don't get their discipline from somewhere, where are they going to get it from?
Right, right. Helicopter parents can be bad.
Yep,
Do you have that term?
yep, we
Helicopter
do.
parents? Yeah.
Yep,
Um, yeah, I would agree. If anyone's interested, there's a book out there called The Fourth Turning,
yep.
and it was written by two gentlemen, and I can't think of their names right now, but it will explain a lot of what's happening today. And their theory is that there's four turnings in within 100 years, and right
Hmm.
now we're in the fourth turning, and the fourth turning is like the end of this cycle that typically can end either with a war or some sort of like a depression or something like that. So it's very interesting.
I'll have to get a hold of it.
Yeah, for the fourth turning, I highly recommend it. It's a book I've read. So
Joe is saying, please send my congratulations to your mum and dad on their 64th wedding anniversary, showing that they're legends for making a son. Oh, wow. Thank you, Joe. What a nice compliment. And you know what? My mum looked at me and she said, really? 64 years? Can't believe it. Nick did say Warren Buffett, rest in peace. Jen did wish my mum and dad a happy anniversary, which is awesome. Shirley has got me some strugglers in my tomato plant. Congratulations to them. Many blessings. Thank you very much. Sharon, Jimmy Buffett had Merkel cell carcinoma, skin cancer.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not
he
good.
did.
That's not good.
Happy second birthday.
Yeah, happy second birthday to. Well, let me say this, Denise, to your granddaughter's mother. Happy Labor Day. I'll leave it at that. Nick is saying people are good people just about everywhere, but what people forget about is you can't force down your beliefs down somebody else's throat. And then I agree with that. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah. Happy birthday, little one, Glitter. Joe, anyway, time for bed. Take care and stay safe. Mate,
Joe,
you have a good
thank you,
night.
Joe.
Thanks for popping in, and we shall catch up with you next time. Happy birthday to your granddaughter, Denise. Yes. Happy to your granddaughter from Law. Thanks, y'all. Maggie's sweet baby girl. She was born in
Um,
Labor Day. Oh, wow.
Where's that drum roll?
Hang on. Oh, I need to bring it up. Yes. Wait a minute. Let's get it. She was born in Labor Day.
Weren't we
Sleep well.
all?
Sleep well from Sharon. Okay, so you've got 8 minutes to go, mate. Have you
So
got any?
I'm looking at that flag behind you. I wanted to bring up some things that I read about it.
Yep,
Um, that is obviously the Australian blue ensign, and it's based on the British ensign.
yep,
The blue field with the Union Jack in the upper hoist quarter, augmented with a large white seven-pointed star, the Commonwealth Star, and a representation of the Southern Cross constellation, which is right over your head there.
yep.
Made up of five white stars, one small five-pointed star, and four larger seven-pointed stars. Australia also has a number of other official flags representing its people in core functions of the government. And it was adopted in 1903 as the official Australian flag. So I just wanted to bring that up and say I love your flag, especially the colors.
Yep. Red, white,
Um,
and blue.
you got it, brother. That's the best. And I'm assuming that they've assigned meaning to the colors and all of that, and why you have the stars. And I didn't get into the deep meaning of it all, but the same with our star. There's 13 stripes, which represent the original 13 colonies, which the state that I live in is one of them.
Yep.
Um, and so on and so forth. Of course, the stars represent the 50 states in our country, including Alaska and Hawaii.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because you have that big, beautiful flag behind you, and I love to see it. I love it.
Well, I'm kind of partial to it. I was when I was younger. I was saluting a different flag, but I can quite honestly say this is the one I'd rather salute.
Well, and you should. That's your flag. That is the flag.
Now, Denise is saying she got Dwayne a surprise yesterday. Original Fender Blues JR amp.
Fantastic. Yeah, Blues
And yes,
Junior. Great.
yes, the Aussie flag is beautiful and nice gift bone from Lord Jones. So, what have you got planned for this week in terms of live streams, Jimmy?
So I was gonna do Hump Day cocktail hour tonight, but I've realized that we're preparing to go away. We're leaving tomorrow. So I need to, after work, I need to spend time and get the RV ready to go. We're heading north of here to the Lakes region, right on the Maine New Hampshire border. And I'm going to have to skip our Hump Day cocktail hour tonight. But maybe I will, um, I'm going to do a live on location and we'll do it then. So we'll just skip it and do it in a couple days. So we won't be doing that. But so I'll be preparing for that tonight, getting the RV ready to go. We'll be working tomorrow. And then as soon as we're out of work, we'll be hitting the road. I'll be connecting the Jeep up and have that in tow. And then we're spending the weekend at this RV park. The nice thing about it is um, we're going to be spending the next 5 weekends there. Um, so we'll
Lovely.
be going up Thursday to Monday morning, and then coming back Monday through Wednesday, and then going back up again on the following Thursdays. So, which will be a lot of fun, and they're allowing us to leave the RV there, so I don't have to bring it back each week. So,
So just the Jeep will come up and down.
correct. Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Are
it'll be
you
a
by
lot
any
of fun.
chance going to catch up with John and Nancy?
Um, we did a meetup 2 weeks ago. We met up with John and Nancy. We don't have any plans for anything um, yet, but I know we've talked about getting together before they decide to head back down to Florida for the winter. So, and I may
So,
be going back to Florida sooner than usually. We go in March.
yeah.
But my dad, his leukemia is getting worse. They're
Oh.
putting him on chemo, so I may have to go down and see him long before March, just so that I can hang out with him and spend some quality time. So,
Sharon is saying that she loves both your flag and ours, and
yeah.
also she's also in a state of shock. No cocktail hour tonight.
Yeah, no cocktail hour tonight. I'm sorry about that. You'll have to do it. You'll have to do it without me, but we'll do it. So I'm thinking maybe Friday night on location. We'll just have a belated cocktail hour. I have to get the RV prepared to travel. It's a little bit of work it takes to get that to mobilize, and if I don't do it tonight, because we're leaving tomorrow night, and if I don't get it all done tonight, I won't have time tomorrow. So
So Sharon has asked what's for my weekend, for my week. So hump day today. Then our next stream will be on Friday night your time at 10 p.m., which is our standard live. And then you never know. We might be around the trap somewhere. I might be on Eddie Lugo's or a couple of others. We'll see how we go.
that's correct,
Um,
Sharon. No cocktail hour tonight.
um, Jen Cohen is saying, remember to smash the like button on your way out. Thank you so much for that, Jen. Yes, no cocktail hour. And Jimmy, Denise was saying, didn't know your dad has leukemia. Prayers, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My dad, we discovered last year that he does have leukemia, and because of his advanced age, they really didn't want to treat it. But I guess it's according to my mom the other day, his blood test came back, and it's getting worse. So they're gonna put him on some oral chemo and see how that goes. And we've talked, and we've said that if the side effects of the chemo make him sicker and make him worse than he is, then we're going to discontinue and just deal with quantity and I'm sorry, quality versus quantity of life. So
Absolutely.
that's where
There
we're
are a
at.
number of people that have gone down that path, not only
Yeah,
with leukemia, but whatever the other
correct.
cancers are
So
and so forth.
I just want to make his remaining days on the planet as good as they can be, and
Sharon
I,
is making a very valid point there, Jimmy, and we all send our prayers and so forth.
yeah,
But
thank
she's
you.
making a lot of sense that she's saying, do what you got to do, and you have a lot of fun. You
Thank
know,
you,
spend
Sharon.
time with Dad. Spend as much time as you can. Uh,
Absolutely.
Shirley's going hugs and strength to you and your family. Sharon is going prayers for you and your dad, and Chillin' Charlie's also got prayers up there. So,
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for that.
Jimmy, don't want to be a party pooper here, but I know that you've got a work schedule,
Yes, I do.
and we're just under a minute, under 2 minutes away. And with all the good thoughts and wishes and prayers going your way, do you want to take us out?
I do. Thank you, Sean. Guys, don't remember. Don't forget. Positive mental attitude PMA will definitely save your day. It helps me, and when I tell you that I'm living proof, I know I repeat this at the end of every stream, but it is true. I am living proof. I'm still here because of employing positive mental attitude and having positive energy in my day every day. And you can make a difference in somebody else's life every day by just smiling at someone, saying a kind word, shaking their hand, or if they're so inclined, give them a hug, because you're passing on that positive energy to them as well. And everybody, not all of us have a good day at the same time, so you can definitely change somebody's life for the better. Um, Thoughts go out to our first responders, including firefighters, police officers, our men and women of medical services, our nurses, our beautiful, awesome nurses and doctors, and don't forget our trainers, our educators, like Sean as well. I don't include him in that, but without Sean, people like myself and Denise, we wouldn't be very good at what we do because we would not be trained. So my hat's off to you and the like, sir. And
Thank you.
then the men and women of the armed forces, don't forget them. They're on the proverbial wall every day, protecting us, keeping us safe from harm, and protecting our freedoms and protecting whoop, those red, white, and blue
Yep,
flags, which I mean way more than the cloth they're printed on, as you know.
absolutely.
They're an idea, they're an ideal, they're our freedoms and our liberties. So, and if you see anybody disrespecting those, I hope you would step in. I know I would, and I would protect those with my life. So, um,
As we would all do.
absolutely. So, thank you, Sean, for having me up again, as always, and I'll
It's a
see
pleasure.
you again next week.
Yep.
And and
And folks, please have a safe, happy day. And Jimmy, please have a safe shift and
thank you,
an
sir.
awesome weekend. Take it easy. And folks, thanks for popping in. Have an awesome day, awesome week.
All right,
Bye
guys.
now.
Bye.